Season 3, Episode 4, Chapter 20 of The Mandalorian, titled The Foundling, is 32 to 35 minutes long. I take away the recap and opening sequence. It's about a half-hour episode, which is a really, really short episode, especially how long the previous episode, Episode 3, which was 58 minutes, and the entire episode for that was Dr. Pershing and the cloning process and everything, and we know what happened at the end of that. This episode is pretty simple and straightforward. It's directed by Carl Weathers, written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Now, we see that at the Mandalore kind of covert place where Din Djarin is, along with Bo-Katan and Grogu. Everyone is training, even a young Mandalorian is training as well. And Grogu kind of goes up against the young Mandalorian. And by Din Djarin's like, no, we have a new challenger. So they kind of do something, and in order to get 3 targets in, you're the winner. Grogu manages to do that with his Jedi powers with the flipping. It's pretty fun. And then this creature comes, takes the young Mandalore away to its nest, and then Bo-Katan sets up a group to go on a rescue mission. They go after the youngling, and not only that, or the foundling, for example, not only that, we get a flashback, and it's a really deep, emotional flashback, which is of Grogu. And the reason I say that is because kind of as the armorer is doing something, she talks about doing things, and then we see Grogu having an emotional episode. Like, he's like sad, distraught, and we get a flashback. That flashback is of Order 66 and how he escaped and who helped him. And when this Jedi came on, I actually thought it was Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. That's how convincing it was that this character was helping Grogu. You could see the flashbacks, especially with how the armor was, putting in certain things, and then the images and the flashing kind of made Grogu, remember what was happening when he escaped and how he came into be, and how Din Djarin found him. Not only that, it was really, really touching, and it was also sad. Like I said, Grogu does get his own armor. It was interesting. It would have been cute to see him have a little Mandalorian helmet, but I know that's a little too much of an ask. Not only that, we have Bo-Katan and her team going and finding one of the young Mandalores, and because the father's on the mission, and then he goes, but they fight this creature. Din Djarin saves a young boy, and that is the episode. And not only that, Bo-Katan loses one of her armor pieces, and she goes back, and the armorer kind of fixes a new thing, and she wants a symbol of the Mythosaurus that all the Mandalores carry on their armor. And then, and the armorer's like, that's fine. And then Bo-Katan's like, I really saw a Mythosaurus in the living waters. And the armorer, without saying anything, was like, well, you saw what you saw, and this is the way. So it's really interesting to see how that's happening, what the purpose of that is, with Bo-Katan seeing the Mythosaurus, or the Mythosaur, and how everything goes about with that, and Grogu now having a shield, being protected, and kind of being the new kind of part of the Mandalore culture. I mean, do we know that they know that he's a Jedi? Or does Din Djarin know that what happened with the training of Luke Skywalker and Grogu? We finally see Bo-Katan take her helmet off, as she is the one who kind of put together the mission to save the young Mandalorian. And so she sits by the fire, takes her helmet off, and eats, so out of respect. So she's getting a lot of praise and a lot of respect in the past 2 episodes, when she thought everything was down and out. She was out of it, but then she saw what was happening, everything. It's kind of not only is it Grogu and Din Djarin's story, now it's also Bo-Katan's story. We see her character coming out, especially with the animated series that you see where she was in. Now she's into the live action. Katie Sackhoff is amazing as an actress. The way she portrays her acting through the head movement, the body language, how she carries herself, it's absolutely fantastic to see that. I mean, you don't see everyone's face. You don't see actors' faces. Very rare that you do. And when you do, it's like, wow, okay. But when they have the helmet on, and it's decreed to keep it on, You see the acting by the head movements, the swift look, the head tilts, the body language, the fighting, the exhaustion, the anger. You could just see that through the helmet, only a helmet, and it's absolutely fun to see. It was great to see also the flashback for Grogu of Order 66, and I'm really curious to see what happens. This is the 4th episode of the 3rd season, and there's a total of 8 episodes, so still a lot of story to tell. Not only that, episode 5 and 6 are written by Jon Favreau. Episode 7 is written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and episode 8 is written by Jon Favreau. Peter Ramsley directs episode 5. Bryce Dallas Howard directs episode 6, so that's going to be a very, very fun episode. And the last 2 episodes, episodes 7 and 8, are directed by Rick Famuyiwa, so it's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait. This season has been really, really fun. It's just really short episode lengthwise, and especially episode, number wise, especially for 8. So we'll see what happens in the next episode of The Mandalorian. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about season 3, episode 4, chapter 20 of The Mandalorian, titled The Foundling. And it did have 2 meanings, the one being that they had to go rescue the child, the young Mandalorian, and Grogu himself in that flashback. Let me know if you liked or didn't like this episode. What could you have changed differently? Do you think the length of the episodes are great? What do you think the whole meaning is of Bo-Katan and the Mythosaur? Do you think that, the episodes need to be more focused on a certain character? And what do you think is going to happen in the rest of this season? And are you enjoying season 3? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new videos on my channel. I'll see you all in the next review video, and be sure you tune in next week for my Season 3, Episode 5, Chapter 21 review of The Mandalorian.